Hey everyone, it's Matt from Train Sim Society, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. So we've got a brand new roadmap on the horizon. But before we get there, I wanted to take a moment to deep dive into our latest Train Sim World 5 roadmap from last month, April. This is all about what's still unreleased as of now. Anything that already dropped in April, I am skipping completely. So let's start with what's easily one of the most exciting and feature-rich additions on the roadmap, Frankfurt S-Bahn, covering the S1, S8, and S9 lines of the Rhine-Main network. This route spans over 80 kilometers and originally featured 25 stations, but that's now been bumped up to 26 with the addition of Frankfurt Flughafen Fernbahnhof, thanks to community feedback. Apologies for the mispronunciations, I'm trying my best. The station was initially missing, but Dovetail Games confirmed it's now part of the release version. It's a high-traffic, long-distance station with roughly one ICE service every 9 minutes at peak times, about 160 daily. That is insane. Also, judging by the screenshots, this station is just absolutely gorgeous. To support this addition, the freight loop in Mainz has also been added. It allows trains to approach Mainz from the north, enabling smoother and more realistic service patterns for both freight and passenger trains. There's also a revised route map, and the route is set just before the opening of Frankfurt Gateway Gardens, meaning players get to drive along an airport approach that no longer exists in the real world. So each S-Bahn line offers a different feel. S1 runs a direct westerly route out of Frankfurt, staying north of the main river and calling it suburban stops en route to Wiesbaden. S8 and S9 instead head south to Frankfurt Airport's regional station, then serve all stations on the main Bahn south of the river. So for our included rolling stock, we have the DBBR430, brand new to the game and responsible for the bulk of traffic on all three lines. It's a 4-car AMU introduced a little over a decade ago, capable of running in up to 12-car formations. Then we have the DBBR423 returning with a new interior specific to the Rhine-Main region and updated physics as well. Then we have the DBBR143 and Dasto coaches running RB regional services out of Wiesbaden. AI-only traffic like ICE and freight will layer in across the route. There is also strong layering potential if you already own other German routes like Kassel-Wurzburg or Frankfurt-Fulda. Thankfully, I own both, and that is the one thing that I look forward to most every single time we get a new route. What are the layers? How many layers are there? How many total services, whether they're playable or not, I don't care. I like feeling immersed when I drive. I like there to be a lot of traffic, things moving around. I like stopping and waiting at signals because there's a train ahead of me. I love all of that stuff. So this route is going to be a lot of fun because it seems very, very busy, even though it isn't a long distance, fast paced route, which is what I usually prefer. I think I'm still really gonna enjoy this one. Also confirmed is support for longer distance services using other DLCs. ICE3 to Frankfurt HBF, that's going to require Kassel-Wurzburg. We have ICE1 to Mainz, Kassel-Wurzburg again. ICET from Frankfurt to Wiesbaden via the airport and Mainz, Frankfurt-Fulda required. There are IC services and nighttime S-Bahn services that end at Flughafen Fernbahnhof. The DBBR 420 from TSG is also coming, and it fits naturally into this route. It's a classic 1970s 3-car EMU with swinging doors, analog gauges, LED destination boards, and a more old school feel. It will come with its own version of the timetable, swapping out BR430 services for its classic predecessor. The Munich version of the 420 will also be used on Hauptstrecke München-Augsburg in free roam and in scenario planner. Up next, we have the BR194 and E94 Railtor pack from TSG, and this will include the BR194, the original E94 design from the 1980s, and the E94-088 Railtor specific version. The rolling stock includes new B4YG passenger coach and new GBS freight wagons, ES50, and Fawns in DBB livery. For gameplay, you can expect the full 1984 timetable for Link Rheinstreck. It uses layers from Mittenwald-Bahn, BR218, and Niddertal-Bahn. There are 2 scenarios on Mannheim to Kaiserslautern for the E94-088 and 2 scenarios on a Link Rheinstreck for the BR194. The devs also shared technical differences between the E94 and the more modern OBB1020, including different air and brake systems, pantograph control, cab layout, and lamp types. I don't know, personally, I'm not super excited for the Railtor pack. I'm definitely looking forward to S-Bahn the most, but I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled on this. I'll probably watch the early stream that they do, and I don't know, I might end up picking it up. But as of this time, there are definitely more important releases on my radar. So up next is a brand new third-party developer, All Aboard Studios. They are entering the Train Sim World ecosystem. Headed by Dan and Kieran, the team has past experience with both Train Sim Classic and Train Sim World. Their focus is on high-quality, realistic British content with immersive gameplay. They're currently working on their first independent route, and more details are expected this summer. So we don't have too much to go on right now, but we have a brand and we have some personal names to go along with that brand. Next up is Transport for Wales, Class 142. Just Trains is developing a Class 142 Pacer specifically for the Cardiff City network. This includes 2 livery versions, one without TFW branding and one with the large Start a New Journey TFW banner. So upgrades on this one will include LED headlights, 2 leaf bifold doors, updated door controls, sanding equipment, and NRN and GSMR antennas on the roof. This next section excites me. As a US player, I personally feel like the United States is underrepresented a lot of the times, at least compared to UK content, German content, for example. Like, I know there are other countries that haven't even had one single route, but I think the US definitely deserves more than what it gets. Considering every time we get a new game release, we always get new US content. I will say, thankfully, the last couple of US releases have been amazing. I'm currently obsessed with Long Island Railroad Commuter at the moment, Boston to Worcester, along with San Bernardino. But new to US is the Santa Fe gameplay pack for Cajon Pass, developed by High Iron Simulations. This is going to feature the GE C40 8W and War Bonnet livery, and the EMD SD40-2 in blue and yellow scheme. This is going to include new freight rolling stock and a 1990s based timetable with 250 plus train movements per day based on real world Santa Fe and Union Pacific operations. Timetable operations will include intermodal, manifest, unit trains, local services, and yard switching. Union Pacific layers will use equipment from Sherman Hill. Still to come is the Cargo Line Volume 3 from Skyhook Games. Skyhook Games is finalizing the Cargo Line Volume 3 intermodal pack right now as we speak. It includes Class 66 in DB red and gray, new FCA spine wagons in EWS maroon, capable of multiple container combinations, and the content will include scenarios and journey mode for West Coast Mainline, Houston to Milton Keynes, and East Coast Mainline, Peterborough to Doncaster. The wagons will also be usable in free roam and formation designer across all compatible routes. Now this is something that I definitely plan on picking up. Probably 2 of my favorite UK routes, so if there are more layers for them and it's not just scenarios, I will likely grab this at launch. It's important to note that the wagons will also be usable in free roam and formation designer across all compatible routes. So ongoing efforts for issues with Train Sim World include core performance optimizations, crash reduction, memory usage improvements, especially for console texture streaming, dispatcher, and AI logic issues are still under review. I feel like all of those problems are definitely highest priority right now. Personally, I run a mega crazy system. My specs are in the description, and from time to time, I even run into memory issues where memory can't be allocated or discovered, or for some reason, VRAM is maxed out when it shouldn't be. I've received game crashes, I receive stuttering and hitching from time to time, though it definitely isn't as bad as it used to be. At least in my case, there are still issues. Not to mention the issues with dispatcher and AI logic. Yeah, I run into this problem the most on New York Trenton, where trains are just constantly stuck at red lights, and I'm happy that we have map view, we can go in and remove trains, but that doesn't fix the problem at the core. Not to mention, since we're speaking of New York Trenton, it doesn't help that that route is still bugged to literal hell. Alerters are still beeping. Why is that so? I don't know. This game needs a lot of work. And lastly, I want to talk about GeForce Now. So Train Sim World 5 is coming to GeForce Now, allowing players to stream the game from NVIDIA servers to lower end devices. No specific release date was confirmed, and mod support and save game carryover I don't believe are supported, which in my opinion just doesn't pique my interest. It's just not for me, so I'm gonna probably stick to playing locally. So that's gonna be the full breakdown of everything not yet released on the April 2025 roadmap. The next one is honestly just days away at this point. Watch it come sometime today. That would be hilarious. Isn't it usually the first Thursday of the month? I don't really remember when they release it. Maybe they'll make us wait until next week, but the next roadmap is definitely on the horizon. So of course, I will be back with another deep dive and discussion when it drops. Let me know in the comments what you are most excited about to see added to Train Sim World. Is it another route? Is it a DLC? Or is it just bug fixes and the ability to play the game without problems? Because I would probably put that towards the top of my list as well. Thank you guys so much for clicking and watching. Take care and happy rail simming.